Well, dramatic entrance. It's time for best 4th of July movies. These are the best films that we decide you should all watch on the 4th of July, every one of them on our nation's Independence Day.
Yes, and I was trying to find ones that mostly kind of just took place on the 4th of July around them and so forth. So, and obviously
Yeah.
we've already started talking about Jaws, which I'm going to see it in the theater tomorrow
What?
on the big screen. So
Alamo?
at the Alamo. So we're actually having a double feature day.
Oh,
We're going to see that and Quiet Place Day One. So a double feature of overeating. So I think it might be a Jaws party too, because I think we might get some goodies and stuff like that. So
oh,
I'll keep you posted.
please. Yeah, take some photos. I'm so
Yeah.
jelly. That's exciting.
I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've seen Jaws on the big screen. Might have. I don't know, but
That's a treat.
yeah. So
I've never
it'll
seen it on the big
it'll
screen. That's
be
exciting.
interesting to kind of see and kind of get into. And of course, I'm like, if it's a party, sometimes you're allowed to not over talk or whatever, but and it's not quite like a sing along. But I'm like, are we all going to say, "Are you going to close the beaches?"
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
Do
out
you,
of the
what's your,
water now, Michael. Now.
Michael, what's your go-to line from Jaws that you quote a lot?
I used to. It's probably. Are you gonna? Oh, it's actually. I don't think that's funny. I don't think that's funny at
Oh,
all.
yeah. That's a great line too.
Yeah, and she uses it. I think in Jaws. Is it Jaws 2
Yeah,
or one of the? I can't remember. So she kind of comes back to that. So
I
yeah,
don't think
that
that's
that
funny. I don't
lady
think that's funny at
is.
all.
Yeah, is it's just the best. Do you hear at your city council meetings? I don't think that's. I don't think that's
I
funny
don't
at
think that's
all. Yeah,
funny at all.
I feel like
Are
I
you
should.
gonna close the parks? Yes, we are. I didn't
I
agree to that.
one day I'm just gonna coincide a trip for your city council meetings, and I'm gonna be that lady.
Oh, I'd love it.
And if you're like, "Are you gonna close the Tarzana beaches?" And you're like, what are you talking about?"
Yeah. And then Brian's there and he scratches, and I'm like, that's not even a blackboard. That's like a wall. You're actually
And
hurting yourself.
then I'd be like, "I don't think that's funny.
I,
I don't think it's funny."
I love it's a tiger shark. A what?
So what?
Which is funny because as a fisherman, you would think he would know what a tiger shark is, but he's
May
a
Yeah,
what? It's like
maybe
you're
they
not really a good
just I don't
fisherman.
know. Yeah.
But yeah,
Anyway,
Jaws is the epitome of a Fourth of July movie. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
classic. That's
Uh,
that's the movie you want to watch.
Beaches, picnics, death, it has everything.
Has everything. And of course, Independence Day, Robert. Good point.
Yeah.
Uh,
It
do you
used to
watch this a
be
lot?
no, not often. I feel like Independence Day Resurgence kind of ruined the first one, like
Yeah.
as a standalone, and not that, some stuff has some of it has not weathered so well kind of over the years, but it's still a decent movie, and you have to kind of remember what it was like at the time. It was a huge
Huge.
deal, especially special effects wise, but it was also, you think back, I mean, it had some obviously early CGI, but there was a lot of miniatures and practical effects. It wasn't all
Yeah,
CG back then, so it still holds up pretty well. So
I think so. And I agree with you in Resurgence. I used to really watch Independence Day like every year, but since Resurgence kind of ruined it. But I do remember in the original theatrical run, we would see it. We saw it a few times, as did
mhm.
everybody. But we saw it right as it came out on different days. So there was like July 2nd on the screen, and you were actually on July
Boom,
2nd. You're
and it
like,
would
oh, wow.
like,
Yeah, it was
it's
cool.
coming. It's July
It's
4th.
coming.
It's gonna happen.
It's happening. And if you remember Ian Malcolm from in Jurassic Park, Jeff Goldblum's like, faster, must go faster, must go faster.
Hmm.
They say that in Independence Day as a
Yeah,
nod,
a
which
nice
is
little
like,
wink, which is only what, 3 years later. Yeah,
right.
we already have the little homages to the film,
Exactly.
but yeah, I should probably give The thing is, like, it's a long movie, so it's harder now. It isn't like, well, I'm not going to sit through the whole thing. I'll watch up to a certain point. It's like, all
Yeah.
right, I got it. I know how this ends.
Yeah, I know what's happening.
I know
But
it's going to happen in 20 years after.
I know exactly what Will Smith's son's
Yeah.
gonna look like. And then next on the list you have is Born on the 4th of July, which is
Yeah.
a good movie. I just rewatched that maybe a year ago, and it holds up. It holds up. It's a good
Yeah.
story.
Um,
Touching.
touching, patriotic, I
Patri
guess, in a way. Yeah. So,
Ron Kovic makes you angry a little bit.
um, but and it has 4th of July in the title. So,
Of course.
come on,
So that's it.
what are you gonna do? So, I know what you did last summer because they have the big parade on 4th of July.
Good
So
call.
yeah. So and I don't know if the sequel actually takes place in the fourth as well. I don't think so because it's supposed to be hurricane season or something like that. So
Oh yeah.
but I know there's a legacy sequel that is they're working on. So we shall see kind of what
Are there
happens with that.
really?
Yeah, so they said it's like it's in the percolator or something like that. So I'm pretty
Ooh.
sure it's going to happen because they know they can make a certain amount of money just it can be a piece of but it if you get Jennifer Hewitt and Freddie Prinze, like people enough will come back to say, hey, let's check this one out.
What happened to Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze? They were doing like 2 movies a year and then stopped.
I don't know. I think Sarah Michelle said made him stay home and be. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we made our money. We're good.
yeah, like you stay home and do. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. So I mean, yeah, and Jennifer, I mean, she ended up having a TV series, and so I think she was doing fine, but
Yeah.
she needed to come back and be Julie. Oh, and now I'm a little sad because Anne Hesh that was one of her
Oh yeah.
first big screen kind of roles. I remember she wasn't super well known, but I remember she was fantastic as the
Good call.
yeah.
Good call.
But anyway,
But that's a great entry.
yeah.
That's such a fun movie. And I put the Sandlot on here.
Hmm.
Mostly for the 4th of July scene. Is kind of the epitome of they have the Ray Charles, God Bless America, and the fireworks. Kind of captures childhood nostalgia in such a good way.
Yeah,
Um, it's maybe kind of a weak entry to this list. It's really not a 4th of July movie, but YouTube that scene, kids. That has all the feels to it.
nice. Yeah,
I don't know why I say
and
kids. I
it's
hope kids aren't
what
listening to this show.
well, they might be.
They
We're talking about
could.
4th of July stuff. Like, hey, let's listen to this, and let's also talk about Pearl and X.
Yeah.
Mom, I want to watch X.
Well, if the set jetter said you can, it's
Eh,
probably okay,
If
son.
he's been to the location, it can't be all that bad. But
I want to touch Pearl, Mom.
I want to see the big bus and Pearl. That's all I got from this show.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Um, so I put Miss Firecracker, which most people are probably not familiar with.
What is this?
It's a 1989 movie starring Holly Hunter, and I think it might have
Oh,
been based on a play or something like that. So, uh, I was still into watching every movie that came out in the 80s, and so this one kind of it's a drama. And Holly Hunter plays this kind of small town short in stature gal, and she just really wants to be Miss Firecracker. It's kind of part of their 4th of July thing. So it has her, Tim Robbins, Mary Steenburgen, Alfre Woodard is in it. So
oh.
it has a good cast, and it's just one of those dramatic comedies or comedic dramas that I enjoy. So
Miss Firecracker. Oh,
Miss
that's cool. I love the
Firecracker. So
title.
but one of my favorite moments, I can't remember if it's in the trailer or whatever, but it's just like because they're all, all the pageant contestants are standing there and they kind of go across or whatever, and then Holly Hunter is like a good foot lower or shorter than all the
Oh,
tall
really?
model gals and stuff like that, but she's standing proudly. So anyway, so
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, so
Miss Firecracker.
Holly
Uh,
Hunter, usually can't go wrong with Holly Hunter, obviously.
yeah, yeah. And Blowout. This is the John Travolta movie.
Yeah, so it's not
Good
really
call.
in the movie. It's not 4th of July. I think it's the Liberty Day Jubilee, which is a kind of made up holiday. I think for the movie. I'm not quite sure why they should have. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it needed to be special or something like that. Because that's the parade and stuff like that. I always assumed it was 4th of July, but it's not really. But
Good
because
call.
but at the end with the fireworks, it seems like a 4th of July movie to me.
It
So
does. It
yeah.
does. And you know me when Philadelphia
Oh
movies,
yeah.
I think it's great. When you're at the Philadelphia airport, they have a wall of films that were there,
Oh,
and I
do they?
think Blowout, because it's alphabetical order, is like the
Gotcha.
first one, and it's cool. It gets you wanting to watch it again. It is a
Yeah.
good movie.
But yeah, so not quite a 4th of July, but close enough. It has fireworks.
Yeah, it's got some
It has some fun.
fireworks in there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a good
So
good choice.
yep.
I have the Patriot with Steven Seagal, of course. No, I'm kidding.
It's like
It's
which
terrible.
Patriot is that?
Which one? The Patriot with Mel Gibson. I know you're not a big fan of him, but
Mm,
you could really watch it for Jason Isaacs and Tom. Drawing a blank at his name, plays Cornwallis in it. But it has all the feels of American Revolution, and it's based
Yeah.
loosely on true events, which is kind of cool. It's very Hollywooded up, but I enjoy it. I think it's got some good feels, and John Williams did the soundtrack, and it's evokes what you need. So I watch The Patriot every year around 4th of July.
Nice. John
Tom,
Williams.
what's his name? Tom Wilkinson, who passed away last year, but he's
Gotcha.
good
Gotcha.
as he's great in that. And speaking of Tom Wilkinson, he played Ben Franklin appropriately in John Adams. If you watch episode 2 of the miniseries with Paul Giamatti, it's all about the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and it's to me, it's that's the scene. So
Gotcha.
those are good.